There's smoke in the air, and that means Two Puff Smoke is back to bring you another stupid stoner interview. Tonight's guest, Mama Kyoto. Let's get into it. You ever seen those animes where the character like gets embarrassed or whatever, or like blushes and it just gets red right across here? Yeah, it looks like that right now on me, but I'm just really, really, really. Hi, how are you? You know what I mean? Well, hello there. Hello there. Hello, hi. How are you? Uh, hmm, hmm. Okay, hold on. Just waiting. Just waiting. Oh, right there. All right. Chicka chapow. Yo, what's up?
Uh,
Welcome, welcome. How are you tonight?
oh, I am all right. Hold on, let me fix this damn light here. Okay, there we go. Much
All right. So let's get into this. Tell us about yourself. What's your name? On and off stage. Where you born? Where you from? Hobbies besides music. Uh, birthday, things like that. All that fun stuff.
better. All right. My performance name is Mama Kyoto. That's also like my homie nickname that's been bestowed to me by all my friends. They have called me Mama Kyoto forever because I was the girl who like when we went to shows or like music festivals, I was the one that was like taking care of everybody, making sure that food and like you
Right,
drank
right. You were the
and
mama bear of the camp, basically.
yeah. So I've been Mama Kyoto forever, and like I figured I would take that persona into like my music career stuff.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
my real name is Kyoto Garcia. I'm from Gary, Indiana. I just recently moved to Green Bay, Wisconsin a couple of weeks ago. Uh, so I could be closer to my fiance, uh, Bloody Ruckus, if you
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah. Hell yeah.
But like other hobbies and stuff, like I do hair and makeup. Like I'm a professional makeup artist and I've been doing my own hair since I was like 12, 13 years old.
Okay.
Um, I also like make art and stuff. There's a couple of Bloody Ruckus album artworks and stuff that I drew myself.
All right.
Um, the artwork on my single also was something that I drew myself.
Oh, yep, yep, yep. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And I do tattoos. I'm a tattoo artist. I've done a lot on myself.
Yeah.
It's easy to practice when your skin can't go and run away.
Oh no, I get that. I get that for sure. I won't say I'm a tattoo artist per se. I will definitely say I'm a shredder though. Just learning, my line work could actually it could all use work. It could all use work. My line work, my filling, everything, shading.
It takes time to learn.
Yeah.
I very luckily am like super, super talented, like completely multi talented. I can do all kinds of shit. Like, it's honestly kind of ridiculous how good I am at so many different things. Like, for Mother's Day, I made my friend a wreath that looked like angel wings and
All
then
right.
hand painted a sign that went in the center with like her mom's birthday and death date on it. And like,
Oh damn.
I didn't even like know how to do it. I just watched a YouTube video and was like, I can do that. Went and bought the stuff and like just did it.
Threw it together. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. What's your favorite food, song, and place?
Okay. Favorite food? That's such a hard question for me because I'm like a cook. I
Mhm.
love food. I love to eat. Uh,
Oh, I get that. I'm a stoner, so I get very inventive with my cooking. I won't even call it cooking. It's just experimenting in the kitchen. It's
Everybody
just
loves
experimenting in the
smoking
kitchen.
because like as soon as we're done smoking, like pass it around and then like we're coming to the end of the like joint or the blunt or whatever. I like look at it and I'm like, okay, it's time to get up and go in the kitchen. So before I get like super super high, I go in the kitchen and I start cooking. So that way when I'm really high and I'm ready for munchies, everything's ready to go.
Hell yeah.
It's great. But
Hell yeah.
like probably my favorite food choice right now because like it's mostly just me cooking for myself right now.
Right.
Um, with Ruckus in jail right now and like everything else going on. Um,
Yeah.
it's just me, so I pretty much just like I'll make myself a grilled cheese, but I like to get fancy with it. Like we got to put like really good butter and then a little bit of garlic salt on the bread so that way it like cooks into it and then you get that
Oh
like
yeah.
garlic bread flavor and then
Yeah.
like three or four different cheeses. I always buy like 10 different cheeses so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mix it up and just whatever I'm feeling for the day. But grilled cheese is probably like the favorite at the moment.
Oh yeah. All right. So I'm gonna tell you how I like to make my grilled cheese. I cut out the middle, right? Make what's it called with the egg in the middle? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I take two of those, and then I take like a stack of cheese like that, and throw that like between it, and like fry that. Oh, it came out so good. Like I've done that like maybe 6 times in my life, but it was definitely worth it.
Sounds like something I'm gonna have to make because I love the like hole in the bread to put the egg. Like that's like my favorite way to eat eggs.
Yes, yes. All right.
It's like it's whimsical.
Yeah, no, it's I saw it. I think I saw it on TikTok actually, and I was like, I gotta
Yeah,
try it. And I was
yeah.
like, all right, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm like, this
I,
is how I'm eating eggs forever, and I forgot all about it.
yeah, I've been making them like that since probably like I was 12, 13, 14, maybe. So like oh like 18 years or more. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
hell yeah. All right, so what was your favorite food though?
Grilled
Sorry,
cheese for
grilled cheese, grilled cheese. Yeah, that's we were just talking
uh,
about grilled cheese.
next is
Um,
favorite song,
your
right?
favorite song? Yes, your favorite
Um,
song right now, currently.
so at the moment, it's actually Daughter of Grimm by Bloody Ruckus. Like, I listen to
Okay,
it every day, like on repeat for like a couple of hours usually. Because,
just a straight loop.
yep, on a straight loop, and I'll just listen to it. And then after a while, like, I'll be just doing other things and it'll just be in the background. And then after a while, I'll be like, man, I haven't put on other music.
I gotta ask, do you ever play it backwards?
No.
All right, so don't play it backwards.
I mean, you can do what you want to do.
All right, all right. Um, uh, and your favorite place?
Okay. I have been to a lot of places. Hmm. Trying to think. Probably one of my favorite places was in Arkansas in the Ozark Mountains. There's this place where um, they do all these different music festivals and shit, and I used to go to like all kinds of different ones there. It's called Mulberry Mountain
All
in
right.
Ozark, Arkansas, and it is a beautiful fucking venue. It's like on top of a mountain. I've been there probably like 5 or 6 times or something for multiple different music festivals and stuff. Super fucking awesome, like venue, beautiful place to like just be at out in nature, but also had some scary moments there.
Oh. uh, I can name quite a few scary moments at festivals.
Oh yeah, me too. I have some I I went to music festivals like way, way back in the day, like 10, 15 years ago, when people didn't really like go to music festivals unless you were like a festy person, you know?
Right.
So, like, now, like, a lot of my friends talk about going to festivals, and I'm like, oh, it's so cute that like you're going to your first festival. And like, I my first one back in like 2009 or 2000, no, 2010, because I was pregnant with my daughter.
All right. Hell yeah.
That was wild.
um, I mean, clearly, but this question might be obvious, but is there anyone special in your life? Friends, family, significant others?
Yeah, well, I recently just moved from Gary, Indiana to Green Bay, so I could be closer to my fiance, Bloody Ruckus. So that's like the main one. But
Right.
like, whole entire family is so sweet and loving to me. Like his mom and his sisters and his brothers, everybody is like so nice and awesome. And like a lot of his friends, my close friends now. Like I just got home from like hanging out over with Bob and Shay, and like we were just hanging out today, smoking, chilling, just doing
Oh yeah.
the thing, cooking food, having fun.
Hell yeah. Nothing wrong with that, that's for sure. Um, do you have tattoo? Oh, you were telling us about tattoos. So this is a four-part question.
Okay.
Uh, favorite, biggest, most painful, and most meaningful.
Okay. My favorite one is probably the Renegade across the chest with the head PE on the sides. Um, that one just has also been like a sentimental one too. It's got a close place to my heart because like Head PE was like very integral into like my life and like choices I made with music and like things that I did no matter what else I did. It always came back to Head PE. Like I would go to these like super hippie like music fests and I would still be like at my camp playing Head PE while everybody else is like, what the fuck is that crazy ass music you're listening to? So that one's like super, super like just me. It's
Okay.
like it's also like one of the tattoos that like when people see it, they know it's me, even if they're not sure because like my hair changed or other things. Like they're like, that's definitely Kyoto because it's like a
Yeah.
very thing for me. My most painful tattoo would probably be like right here on my sternum. Um, I did it myself originally, and let me
Oof.
tell you, it was not easy to do. It was
I
extremely
bet.
painful. As soon as I like started, I'm leaned back like this and I'm looking down and I have my tattoo machine and I'm going like this and I touched the skin and I was like, oh man, I made a mistake. Like instantly I was like, ah, shit, this
I knew I
is
should have
almost
got somebody else to do this. I knew I should have got
did the
somebody else to do this.
yeah, so I did the basic outline. Then 2 weeks later, my buddy was coming into town anyway, and he was already going to do a tattoo for me. So I made him like color it in.
See, I got a lead
Uh,
hand, so I would have carved myself up.
The entire time I was dying. Like he
Yeah.
was almost done with it. Like I could see that it was almost done, and he like looked up at me and he was like, how you doing? You doing okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Just keep going. And like at that time, I was like this close to passing out. Like I could feel my
Yeah.
being like, nah, man, we're done with
Yeah. Shit. Fuck.
this.
I mean, I've had just this chest tattoo, and that shit hurt because somebody dulled two needles on that,
Oh,
on the bone. Yeah, that was not fun.
okay. So
Favorite, most painful, most meaningful, and biggest.
Okay.
Oh wait, so favorite would be most meaningful. I need to wouldn't it? Well, I
Well,
mean, I guess.
actually, my most meaningful is my two of my kids. You see, there's like this little crayon right here.
Oh
Next to
yeah.
it is in crayon. There's a little heart, and then their names where they wrote them themselves when they were like 2.5 and like 5.5. They were super super young. Uh,
Aw.
so that one's probably like the most meaningful. And then my biggest tattoo is I have a tree that comes like up into my armpit, across my back, down to my hip, and then from my hip, it turns into four roses that come all the way down to my knee on the side. It's one single like piece and it
That's a
covers,
huge piece.
it's a huge piece. Like when people ask me about
Like,
tattoos, yeah,
that had to that had to take hours.
it was, there are four roses and each rose is about this big. Each one of those took 4 hours each. So that's 16 hours just for the hip part of the piece. And then the tree itself coming up to here was another 4 hours. And then the tree coming across the back was like an hour or two more.
Yeah.
So total, it was like 22 to 24 hours or something for that piece. It took us around like I think 2 months to finish it, taking like,
Whew. Yeah,
like,
healing process and whatnot. Yeah.
yeah. And
Oh,
when we did the roses, and like I'm already a thick big girl, but I was so swollen and it was so crazy looking because it was just like so big on like the side of my leg.
crazy, crazy. Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's I don't that's a long ass fucking time. I
yeah,
would be like, man, fuck this, like halfway through it and forget about it.
yeah. In total on my body, not including the hours that I've tattooed myself, I
Yeah.
have like 150 hours.
Oh shit.
That's people have tattooed me, and I've probably tattooed me at least like 25 to 30 hours. So, like, I'm coming up on close to 200 hours of like being just drilled on.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
I have a tattoo on the side of my head right here. It's the Rebel Alliance symbol from Star Wars.
Oh, all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I have like my face, my neck, my chest, arm, other arm, most of my back, sternum, and then all the way down both legs, front and back, and both butt cheeks, but not my feet.
So basically almost everything but your feet.
Yeah, pretty much. And my
Okay.
stomach is empty too, but
Okay.
like, but everywhere else there's like at least one on one side or the other.
All right. So this is the last like personal question of the interview. What is your most craziest story? Like, also keep in mind we gotta keep it kind of censored so we don't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
banned.
Yeah. Let me see. Craziest story. Okay, well here's one for you. Me and my ex-husband had been split up for like I think 6 or 7 years at this point. Um and we had like started talking again for like the first time in a couple of years, and we went to a concert together. We went to see Head PE because like that was our thing. We always seen Head PE together. So we went to see Head P because they just happened to be in town at the time. And then, like, 2 days later, he like shows up at my house, and he didn't like knock on the door or anything. He's just standing inside of my house, like calling my name from, and I'm like in the other room. I'm like, what the fuck? And like, we had just gotten into a crazy fight because he tried to kidnap me like the day before that.
Oh shit.
Crazy. And so I tell him, like, dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on with you. And he's like covered in blood. He has
Oh my.
on a t shirt and a pair of boxers and a pair of shoes. He does not have clothes on. He's like half naked and he's just standing in my house. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, look, I don't know what's going on with you, but like, you need to leave. I already told you I don't want to talk to you anymore. You know, you just tried to kidnap me like 2 days ago. So I'm going to need you to like not do this. I'm going to need you to just leave. And I kept telling him, if you don't leave, I'm going to have to call the police. And I
Yeah.
am not like that kind of a person. I'm not calling the cops unless it's like absolutely necessary. But like, I was living
Well,
at somebody else's house and like,
he
I
shows
had
up
to,
looking all crazy and shit. Like
right.
what?
So so he refuses to leave, and he says, if you're going to call the cops, go ahead, call them because I need to speak to them anyway. And I'm like, okay, you definitely crazy. There's some shit going on because normal people don't say shit like that when they look like you right now, okay?
No.
So
No.
I'm like, okay, okay. I call the cops and I'm like, okay, this is what's going on, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Cops are like, okay, do you want me to stay on the line with you or are you going to be okay? I was like, if anything happens, I can handle myself. I'll be just fine. Hung up the phone and like went back into the living room area where he was still sitting at. And I'm like, dude, I called the cops. They are on their way. Now is the time to get in your car and leave. I'm giving you the chance. Like, I'm trying to not have you go to jail. I'm trying to make sure everything's good. I just want you to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Well, he still just sits there. Here comes the cops. They knock on the door and they come in the house and they're like, okay, is this the person that you called about? And I'm like, yeah, that's the person. And the cop looks over at my ex-husband and he goes, he like slowly walks around towards him and he's like, all right, sir, I need you to put your hands behind your back. And then this motherfucker goes, you're not going to put handcuffs on me.
What?
That's not the thing to say to the police officer who has handcuffs for you. So the cop puts handcuffs on him, of course. And then he like he says, "All right, sir, I'm going to pat you down." And then my ex-husband says, "I don't even do drugs.
What?
Why would you give up that information?" So the cop goes and he starts like to pat him down and he feels something in his boxer like briefs because he's wearing like the tight boxer briefs and he like pulls away at the bottom of the boxers and like a fucking cartoon like a poof of white powder came out. Like I can't even make it up, it's so ridiculous. Like this powder come out. So then he like grabs him up and he's like calls in another officer who comes in and is like, what the hell's going on? He tells him like the gist of it and then he's like, I need you to like look in his shorts to find like whatever it is. He finds a bag of white powder. They do a test. It ends up being like some kind of like random shit, some kind of like chemical research stuff, and it wasn't even what they thought it was going to be. So he didn't even get like in as much trouble as he probably should have.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like some synthetic shit. Like
Yeah,
like bath
Yeah,
salts
yeah, some something like that.
or
So
spice or what was there was synthetic ecstasy as well, and
yeah,
oh my god, there were so
so
many different synthetics.
so then after they like arrested him and everything, they left his car in my driveway because they don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah,
They left and came back and was like, "Can we just do a quick search of the vehicle?" And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead. It's not my car. I don't give a shit what you do with it, you know." And they did a little search of the vehicle, and then they were like, "All right, we're good to go. We didn't find anything, you know, whatever, blah blah blah." And
there's a car
they
for you to
gave me the
take.
keys and went on their way. So I went and called his mom and let her know like what was going on, and the car ended up being in his brother's name, and his brother wanted me to drive it back to New Mexico. We
What?
so I go to drive it back to New Mexico, but I hadn't left yet. And somehow they released him on his own recognizance. So he came back to my house to get his vehicle and it was gone because, like, I was out running errands before I was getting ready to leave for New Mexico. And they got it on camera, him like screaming at the front porch, like at the front door, saying, like, "I'll burn your fucking house down." Like, so this is like all days in a row that this crazy shit has been happening. Like 5 days in a row that this has happened. And so I drive all the way to New Mexico all by myself. And the
Oh,
whole time he's harassing me, like calling me, telling all kinds of crazy stories about me to like anyone who will listen. Like, there was a rumor going around that I had like herpes because like he just went around telling people that, and I was like, what? I was like, at
crazy.
this at this point in my life, I was like celibate for 2 years because I just chose to be. So
Right.
I was like, that's an interesting story.
Right, right. No, yeah, it's like, oh, I guess Virgin Mary was a town whore too, huh?
Right.
Like,
So then
do
a
you?
couple days
I
after
get
that,
that.
a couple days after that, I made it to New Mexico, and I was staying there for a few days so I could visit with my daughter who lives in New Mexico with her grandma. And I spent a few days there, and like the whole time he was like calling and saying crazy stuff about me, and my daughter's like freaking out because he's saying like I'm not allowed to see her, but I'm like literally right there with her, and she's like, "No, mommy, you can't like
Yeah,
ever leave." I'm, no, everything's gonna be fine. Like everything. I'm like, Daddy's just going through some crazy shit right now.
yeah. That,
But he ended up going to jail for like a year and a half and then getting out, and I ended up picking him up from jail. Like, he's still like my best friend, which is super fucking weird. Like, when I moved from Indiana, like I was living in a house with him and like one of my other ex-boyfriends. Like, crazy life.
crazy. Uh, damn, that was a crazy story. Yeah.
And
Um.
that's one of very, very many.
So what got you into making music and what age did you start?
Okay, so I actually just started like actually really making music last year.
Okay. Uh, who was
But
into? Oh, go ahead.
I've
Sorry.
always I've always been into music.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. I've always been into like music, and like I did choir and like band and stuff when I was a kid. Um, and like I've always done like karaoke all the time, and I have sang with like a couple of different artists and bands and stuff. but I just was always like scared of like being in the like spotlight, which is weird because like I do a bunch of other things that put you in the spotlight, but in a different sense.
doing a solo thing, like right. No, I get you. Like
Yeah,
kind of like bam, look at me on stage. Hey, yeah. No, I
yeah,
get that.
yeah. Every time I've ever actually sang on stage, I'm like dying inside the whole time. Like I've been super nervous about this interview all week. Like all day I was like counting down. I'm like, oh fuck, it's like 2 hours. Oh man, it's like 35 minutes.
No, I
Like I've
get
been like
that. Um,
super anxious about it just because like I'm like I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I was like I don't know what like things are gonna come out of me. I don't know. Who knows?
well, no, that's all right. You're natural, so that's great. You're a great interviewee. You're doing great. Plenty
Thank
of
you.
great content, and you know what? That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Uh, shit. Where were we? Cheat sheet. Where are we? All right. So, who has influenced your music over the years?
Okay. So musical influences for me would probably be like a lot of the music that I started writing with one of my buddies was like more new metal. So a lot of the like old Limp Bizkit, Korn, Linkin Park,
Okay.
Head E, those were like a lot of my like musical influences. And then I just kind of fell into the like horrorcore scene as like just a friend of a lot of people who were artists. I used to work with Trauma Tusic, doing like merch for him as well as like dancing on stage a few times. And we have a song that's been in works for like 6 months and we just haven't finished it. Uh, Eventually we'll get around to it and it'll get out, but
Oh yeah.
um, it's just a lot of like the horrorcore artists kind of have just fallen into my lap as like friends and like close family now and stuff. So it's definitely interesting to see like how things are going, how things are.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Um. Uh. What is your writing process like?
So I like to find a beat, or like a lot of the songs that I've written for were like features. So it was like somebody would just come to me with stuff already like half done and be like, here, make magic happen in this little section.
Right.
Um, which for me is a little bit easier to have like something already partially structured at least.
Right. It kind of
Gives
have
me
it mapped out.
fun. Um, but like the song that I just released like yesterday or the day before or whatever,
Yeah.
um, that was just like, oh, I was upset. There was a lot of stuff going on, with Ruckus going to jail and everything. Um, I didn't know like what was going on, and I just felt like wanting to write something, and I found that beat and it just like spoke to me. I just started like writing immediately and it just kept flowing and everything came out and it was like really good and I liked it. So I was like, okay, cool. We're going to record it. We're going to throw it together. And of course that was after like the other song that I had wrote and release had gotten taken down because of like legal reasons that we can't fully speak about because there are some people who wanted to cry about things. um
Understandable.
we we had to, make something new and different, and I wanted to write something that like was completely from the heart and like way opposite of like the other stuff that I've written, because most of the other stuff I've written has been like more kind of in the horrorcore scene, so it's more
Right,
like crazy shit.
right. No, I get that. No, I definitely get that. I personally I yeah, I get that. That's how I started. So I'm trying to get like I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone.
It's definitely harder than it seems when you're not used to like really being a musician. Like I've always been like on the sidelines of my musician, like friends and family members and like
Watching
even
and
people.
supporting and like cheering them
Yeah,
on and helping them out and like,
yeah.
hey, you want a ticket? You need to come to the show. Like,
And like I did like merchandise for other people before. I've
yeah,
done like booking and other like management and stuff, but like being the actual musician and like having to write your own words and come up with things and then hope that there's something that somebody's going to love enough to like sing those words like
right. Yeah,
will
no.
be felt, you want people to feel something when they listen to your music.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. Hell yeah. Uh, shit. I think that kind of answers next question, but I'm gonna ask anyway. What makes your music different or stand out from everyone else?
Well, yeah, literally that it is like super experimental at the moment because I'm like a brand new artist. So everything is just like I've done all kinds of different beats from like super hardcore heavy metal to like pop and trap and like crazy shit and like just whatever sounds good to me at the moment. And I don't even know if I'm gonna sing on the song, if I'm gonna like rap on the song, or like what it is. When I start, I just find something that I like and I listen to it on repeat a few hundred times. uh, and then I like make something out of it, and just it either happens or it doesn't.
Right, right. No, I get that. I get that. Do you do everything 100% solo?
Other than like actually sourcing out a beat, I do not like really do anything else like with someone else. Like I had somebody that I would like talk to and we would like spit ideas and maybe like change a word because they suggested like a different word or something. But other than like a simple thing like that, I've written all of my own stuff.
Okay. All right. So, hell yeah. Uh, where can we find your music?
So my music is on like all streaming platforms like
All
Spotify.
major music
Yeah,
play
yeah, YouTube, uh, Apple Music,
Pandora.
Amazon, Pandora, like all pretty much everything. Uh, like TikTok even has my song. You can like look my name up and it'll pop up the song. Like Instagram, Facebook, they all have it as well. So like you can use it in like your stories or whatever.
Oh yeah. Um, eh, how far down on the list are we? All right. Do you have merch lines yet?
I actually do have a storefront here with like a bunch of my like modeling stuff. I don't have anything like specific to Mama Kyoto at the moment, but I am going to be working on that. I have a few different items. Like I'm going to definitely be making a few shirts with like the cover art, and then probably just ones that say Mama Kyoto. Um, just like my basic logo, and like the rest of them are like modeling photos of me and different stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Uh, merch line. Where would people be able to pick that up once that's all
I have a
that?
store here. I could not tell you what it is off my mind exactly, but I definitely have one. I've shared it before. I think it's actually in my link tree.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. So
so
just click your link tree, everybody. Everybody, go to their link tree and you'll find
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. The link tree has all the good stuff. It's like on my TikTok profile. The link tree is there and everything. So
It is there.
yeah.
Click it or take it. All right. So but what's next here? Merch line, current projects and release dates.
Okay, so I technically don't have any current projects that I'm working on personally, but I am working on Bloody Ruckus's new album, Funeral Macabre. Um, I'm currently like doing the in between like other people, making sure stuff's getting mixed and mastered. We do have a single going to be coming out. It's a toss up between like two different ones, so I'm not going to throw out any names at the moment.
Yeah.
But we have like Bloody Ruckus will have a new single coming out, and we're working on like getting the album art for that single cover done and making sure that it's fully mixed and mastered correctly and everything. But that should be out within like a week maybe. My
Oh yeah.
producer has been sick, so we are like a few days behind where we wanted to be, but it definitely is coming on. But I also do have a couple of people sent me some beats, so that's going to be like my new project is to work on those beats that I got sent and just see what I can come up with, like whatever magic happens when I like listen to it. And then hopefully I'll have like a new song coming out within like a month. I'm working on like trying to give myself little goals before I start going for like the big ones. I want to like get myself a little more acquainted with like the studio equipment and stuff because I'm super new to like everything.
No, I get that. I'm completely new to the interview scene, so it's all completely new doing the podcast and everything. And
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, I gotta end it at some point for season one and be like, all right, this is season one. It's like I
Yeah.
need time for music and other stuff. I can't just keep doing interviews all year long with no time for anything else. And I'm like,
No, I
all right.
totally.
I was like, you know what? September, that's music time. Any other time, like September to January, that's like all the other projects I want to work on.
Yeah, and that's a good time to do it for like downtime because that's when it's like colder and like people don't really want to be doing shit. So it's like a good time for downtime. Work on you, do what you got to do, and then come back and be like, hey, interview time. Also, check out my new album that I just put out. It's
Right,
super,
right, right.
yeah.
Actually, I've already got a whole lot of different surprises in store for uh next year. That's oh man, it's really difficult planning it all by myself though. It really is.
I totally understand. Like, it's a whole undertaking, like, doing stuff like for the music and like getting shit done and like also living like your regular life.
Yes, 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 exactly. Making sure the kids in the other room are quiet for the interview and asleep.
Oh, I know.
Uh, who are some people you'd like to work with in the future?
Um, I haven't really thought like super deep into like possible people I want to work with. I do have like stuff with Trauma Too Sick that definitely will be coming out eventually at some point.
Yeah.
Um, my buddy Kaiser, we've done a bunch of stuff that we haven't yet released. Me and Ruckus definitely plan on making some sort of music at some point.
Hell yeah.
And just like really whoever wants to like do something with me. I know at one point I had talked to Cody Manson about doing something with me. So that is always a possible person too. But I don't know. Just whoever wants to work with me, whoever decides like they
Hey,
think that I'm enough or whatever, you know.
yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I actually got advice from Killer C when I was like in the artist collective, and I was like, "So what's your best advice, man?" He's like, "Give everything away for free. Give it all
Yeah.
away for free at first. That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
Collaborations for free. You do that, everybody will know who you are."
Yeah. Yeah, no. I want to work with whoever is willing to work with me. Oh yeah, Smalls one. We are definitely supposed to be
Oh
doing
shit.
some point. We talked about it a couple weeks ago at the show. So at some point
Oh
that'll
man.
be a thing. Um, so it's it's weird being me and like just starting out music and having like
Hold
people.
on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Don't mind me for interrupting, but I gotta stop you because I remember in Bloody Ruckus's interview during this question, he said he wanted to work with her too. You are fully aware of that, right? Now, has he already talked to her, or have you jumped on that before him?
So she's supposed to be writing something for the new album
Okay, okay,
for
okay.
Funeral Macabre. But at the same time, when we were talking about that, was when we talked about doing something together.
Oh shit.
Yes, I didn't like swoop in and steal her.
Okay, okay. I was like, oh shit.
He's got his first. He's got his first.
Oh, he's like, nah, I'm gonna get my verse first.
Yeah, no, he's definitely gonna be his first, but
Oh
eventually that
yeah.
people and
I
like
honestly can't wait for both collaborations there.
yeah, it should be interesting from both versions.
And honestly, I can't wait to hear you and Ruckus. That would be that's gonna fucking be killer. Like how many other groups out there are like that? Like
Yeah,
seriously,
yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know.
like we're definitely like a power couple. We're definitely like some people to be on the lookout for because big things are coming for both of us. Like no matter what, like I'm never gonna stop pushing him to be the best that he can be and do everything that I know that he's capable of. And he's so talented and like such a wonderful, amazing human being. And like I love him so much. I could talk about him for like ever.
Oh yeah. Um. Oh shit, we're almost at the end of the interview here. How long do you see yourself doing music for?
Honestly, I think that I will probably do music until I'm old and shriveled up. Because when I was like young, I used to write a lot of poetry, and like it's the same kind of like idea as like songwriting and stuff. You know, you use things from your life, experiences, and you create art with it with words. And it's something that like I've always done, and now I'm just putting music to it and making it more soulful, or using more energy and more attention to draw those things to like different things. And I want to be able to draw you into feeling the anger of what I'm feeling in the song, or
Right,
the sadness, the love, the hurt, the
right.
cry. I want to be able to pull that through. And when you're listening to the music, I want that to pull you in and be like, I get it. I feel how she feels. Even if like you've never felt that way, I want it to be so heart touching that you feel that way in that moment listening to the song. And that's like something that I strive to be able to do for people.
Oh, definitely. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I like that. Yeah. I think that's what you should be doing with music, because uh, making it relatable and whatnot. I mean, people just throwing some garbage together like 6ix9ine does and being like, "Oh yeah, I don't even like my music. It's just some
Right.
garbage that I do in the studio, like having fun, talking some baby talk." Like
Yeah.
he even says shit like that. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just talking baby talk on the mic." Like, I got boo boo doo doo. Like, dude, come on.
Oh, man.
I can't keep up with that clown.
I was so mad when he came out and like became popular. I was like, how dare you ruin rainbows for me? I was like, I love rainbows. Like my watch that I'm wearing right now, rainbow.
I
I wear rainbows all the time. I do rainbow makeup. I like
I
rainbows
think
are
he
my
just ruined everything for everyone.
right. I, I was like so like super bitter, upset about him like ruining rainbows for me, because then every time I wore a rainbow, people were like, "Oh, are you a 6ix9ine fan?" I'm like, "Ew, disgusting." I don't think so. I was like, I just like gay people. I was like, I love my friends who are super gay. I also like am pretty gay. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like in the LGBTQ for a very long time. Uh, I also do drag, like, which is a weird like performance thing that I did for like a few years.
No,
Uh,
not really. Not
I did
really.
I did as like a drag queen and as a drag king, so I dressed as a woman and as a man. And do you see this? Does this look like somebody that isn't into drag? Like the ridiculous, like these eyelashes are so ridiculously large, but they are my favorite, and I always wear the long, like they have to be this big or they're not.
Oh, those are fake.
Yeah, these
Oh,
they touch like the top of my eyebrow. Like they're so long.
oh, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like almost like Meg's superpower from Family Guy, when she's like growing her fingernails, but instead of
Yeah.
growing her fingernails, you can just grow your eyelashes.
That's hilarious. Uh, yeah, no, I always wear like my ridiculously like large eyelashes. Like whenever you see pictures of me or videos, unless I'm like completely barefaced, like I have on ridiculous eyelashes. It's like one of my key signature things is like my ridiculous eyelashes. And then like my heart-shaped ears. I have heart-shaped gauges that I wear every
Oh, that's
day.
dope.
And like these are my normal ones. They're the like tunnels. So like I wear these ones usually every day, but I have like three or four different pairs of heart-shaped ones that I wear. I have like one that's like a big jewel that's in a heart shape, and then like another couple pairs like that. And like I just that's like one of my signatures. The heart-shaped earrings, the tattoo on the chest,
Well,
the,
I gotta ask.
the
I have gauges myself, but like for certain shapes, do you gotta like gauge it with like a certain shape, like
no,
or you just kind of shove it in and just like.
I I just pop it in. I can wear my circles if I want to because I still have them, but I like very, very rarely wear anything but the hearts. I've been wearing the heart shaped for like probably like 2 years now.
Oh
Um,
shit!
so it's like it's literally one of my like signature items is like the heart shaped earrings. And if it isn't the heart shape, it still has something to do with hearts. Like heart jewelry has like always been my thing. Anything with hearts, like even like the ring that Ruckus gave me that you can't see because it's like tiny. It is also a little heart, and then like I have a heart tattoo on my finger
Oh yeah.
there. So like my I have like a couple of nice bracelets that like people have gotten me over the years. Like my dad got me one a couple like I think for Christmas this last year, and it's heart shaped, and like hearts are just my thing. Like I love my heart shaped jewelry. Like I don't care if people think that it's like adolescent and like childish. I love it. I
You
think
like
it's
what you like.
yeah.
Everybody, you know what? I'm gonna tell you straight up. I just started collecting Pokemon cards again.
Hell yeah. Man, I haven't thought about Pokemon like the cards and stuff really since like I was a kid, like a little kid. But my
Well,
kid,
I found the money side of it, so
yeah, no, my kid, he would ask me all the time, like, "Hey, mom, will you go buy me like a pack of cards?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, okay, whatever," because it only costs like a couple bucks. And then he'd be like, "Mom, I made $35 selling the cards to the other kids at school." I was like, "All right, man, hustle it up, make that dough, baby, do
hell
what you
yeah.
do." And that was when he was like 13, 14. He's been hustling and doing shit since he was a little kid, but like he was raised by like me and my dad, and
Yeah.
my dad raised me to like make money and do shit, learn how to do everything.
Do what you gotta do. Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I did like household stuff, like, you know, regular like female household stuff, but I also did like fix the electrical because something went out, or like the shelf broke so it needs to be fixed. Like
Reshingle
take
the roof.
yes, I fell off a goddamn roof when I was like 14 years old.
Oh
Fucked my
fuck.
shit up. It was terrible. I was like,
Oh,
man, I don't want a roof ever again.
that was my buddy Nick at around the same age. He fell off the ladder, fell backwards straight onto a nail. The nail went into his spine. And I'm like, dude, how are
Oh
you
no.
moving right now? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, that nail just went into your fucking back, bro. Like,
Oh
into your spinal
no.
cord. It went into your cord. How did it not sever the shit? So like, it probably just
Yeah.
pierced it. And I'm like, dude, fucking crazy.
When I was like 15 years old, I stepped on a sewing needle and it broke off inside my foot, and I had to have like surgery to have it removed because it was like lodged into like my toe. It like went right at the like knuckle, the joint of it, and it went right in, stuck inside. It was terrible. I and I sat there like on my bathroom floor of all places, like why was there a sewing needle on the floor in the bathroom anyway, whatever. And this was when I was like 14 or 15. So this was like back in the like you wore pants that were too tight so you jumped into them kind of pants. And I was
Oh,
like doing my little jump thing, and as I jumped, I felt something pierce my
Oh,
foot. I like immediately sat down to the floor, like sat Indian style and put my foot up so I could like see it. I seen the blood and I'm like, fuck, like something like poked me. So I'm like looking on the floor for what poked me and I seen like the edge of a sewing needle. So I was like, oh cool, it's a sewing needle, whatever. And then I picked up the sewing needle and it was only half of the needle. And I was like, oh no. I was like, no, no. I was like looking around, hoping that I would like find the other half. And I was like, no. So then I sat there for like 20 minutes with like a pair of hemostats and like an X-Acto blade trying to like get inside my foot so I could get it out. And it was like I would grab it and it would slide off because it was actually wedged into the bone. Oh my God, it was so terrible. It was like one of the worst experiences. And I was like super afraid of needles. Like, still don't like them, but not like afraid of them anymore, you know? But when we went to
that's understandable.
actually do the surgery, it took like an extra hour to like actually get me in surgery because I freaked out about getting the IV. And they're like, sweetie, you have a needle in your foot. You'll be just
Um,
fine.
um, touche with that one. That's what I'd say. Um,
Uh, yeah.
oh man. Good song idea right here. Um, make that an abstract song. Like, write it about the needle specifically.
Yeah.
People will think like other shit, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what you want to do with abstract music. You want to make people just make their minds think whatever, and then
Yeah.
have it
Absolutely.
have the huge reveal at the end and be like, oh yeah, so I needed surgery on my foot. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. That's
all right. So
interesting.
what else
Hmm.
can we expect in the future?
Well, there's definitely going to be more music. We're definitely going to work on like some music video stuff and definitely more like merch and just artwork in general. Um, and a lot of me working on like ruckus stuff, a lot of the stuff that's going to be ruckus related is going to be like me standing behind it doing most of it for a while.
Okay. Now the last question to end the interview. If you had three wishes, what would they be?
Oh, if I had three wishes,
Pink genie
one,
rules.
oh, I don't know. One would probably be to like go back, like just for a day to like visit my kids when they were really little. Like just to go back for a day and visit, just to like see them and like take it in because like as they're growing up, like you take for granted like those days when they're cute and tiny and like they're not really doing a lot, but they're doing so much at the same time. Like you
Right.
just take for granted when they're trying to show you something because they're busy doing other things. But like it'd be nice to just go back to like being in the kitchen cooking and then my daughter like standing there in a diaper like dancing around like while I'm
Right.
cooking because I would like listen to music and stuff. Like that would be just fun to be able to do and like just relive those moments again for like a day, just like a few hours even just to like see the how much like your kid has changed too from
Right.
like a 2-year old to like the 13-year old that she's about to be, you know, like
Yeah.
or like my when he was like 3 and like a little terror. Like, and
Yeah.
then like to see him now like taller than me and like has like a crazy afro and stuff. Like it's crazy of like who they were when they were little, and it would be super awesome to be able to just go back and like visit. That would be like a cool wish.
Right.
Um Another wish would I don't know. Probably
Yeah. No.
um probably just like just to make sure like my friends and family are like good and safe and like I I would definitely wish that like my people were taken care of. Like I don't even care if like I get rich and famous or whatever, as long as like my friends and my family are well taken care of, the people who love me and who have showed, the care and want to take care of me over the years. Like those are the people that I want to be able to make sure that they're good. And then another wish that is like super ridiculous and frivolous would be I wish that I could play the guitar because I suck at it. I have like I can play like a little bit of stuff, but I suck every time that I try to do stuff with the guitar. I just get mad and I want to throw the thing because it just doesn't work as fast as I want it to.
No, I get that. I get that. I have dumb fingers when it comes to playing the guitar.
Yeah, like like I can do a few simple stuff. Like the first thing I ever learned was like Smoke on the Water, which is like dun 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 dun. Dun. It's super easy.
I forgot it honestly.
But that was like the very first thing I ever learned was Smoke on the Water. My dad taught me when like I was probably like 15 or something, because my dad has always been like a musician and like played music and wrote music and stuff. So he's probably one of my actual like biggest inspirations, was like my dad growing up when I was a kid, because he always like had music, and like we had a like crazy entertainment center that had like 200 CDs on each side and like a big ass sound system that like is completely unnecessary in like today's world, but we had like 6 stacks of speakers and like
Right.
subwoofer thing. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, like a puff of smoke, I'm about to dissipate into the night. Take off.
Hell yeah.
You have a great night. This has been a great interview. You have a great
Hell,
night. Peace. Much
thank you
love.
very much.
I'm out of
Love.
here.